Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Tiller Coaching. All right, it's day 34. How about that? We are finally to my favorite part of Matthew, probably my favorite part of the Bible, although I have a lot of favorite parts, so maybe it's one of the favorites of my favorites. Who knows? This is a long section today, so we shouldn't waste time. Let's go ahead and dig into Matthew 13, starting at verse 1. That same day Jesus went out of the house and sat beside the sea, and great crowds gathered about him, so that he got into a boat and sat down. And the whole crowd stood on the beach, and he told them many things in parables, saying, A sower went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seeds fell along the path, and the birds came and devoured them. Other seeds fell on rocky ground, where they did not have much soil, and immediately they sprang up, since they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched, and since they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. Other seeds fell on good soil and produced grain, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears, let him hear. Then the disciples came and said to him, Why do you speak to them in parables? And he answered them, To you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For to the one who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. This is why I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. Indeed, in their case, the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled that says, You will indeed hear, but never understand, and you will indeed see, but never perceive. For this people's heart has grown dull, and with their ears they can barely hear, and with their eyes they have closed, lest they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and turn, I would heal them. Now that comes from Isaiah 6, verses 9 through 10, in case you were wondering. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For truly I say to you, many prophets and righteous people longed to see what you see, and did not see it, and to hear what you hear, and did not hear it. Hear then the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what has been sown in his heart. This is what was sown along the path. As for what was sown on the rocky ground, this is the one who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures for a while. And when tribulation or persecution arises on account of the word, immediately he falls away. As for what was sown among thorns, this is the one who hears the word, but cares of the world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. As for what was sown on good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it. He indeed bears fruit and yields, in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30. All right, that leaves us for very little time to decipher this, but this is where I get the term tiller from. So I was reading this parable, man, years and years ago, and I love this parable, but it hit me how these four different soil types, Jesus really does explain this parable in that last section, which is super helpful. Sometimes the parables are confusing, so it's great that he's explaining this particular parable and why he's giving parables. But it hit me that, these four soil types are, seriously the condition of our hearts. And, I've probably been all four of these different soil types at one point in my life or another. And that stinks, man. I want to believe that I'm good soil and that I'm producing good fruit and it's multiplying. We've talked about fruit and multiplication several times, and I want to believe that, but there have been times where I have not been good soil. I've been something less than good soil. Whether it's the hardened path, whether it's the rocky ground, whether it's the thorny soil, I have been all of that. And people in my life have chosen to dig in and to help me and to cultivate the soil of my heart and of my soul. And they've helped me receive the word, the seed that has been planted. And I don't know to what degree the fruit of my life has multiplied, but that's what I want to be about. I want to help other people that are not experiencing the good soil in their heart. And frankly, often the hardships of life hardens our heart, hardens our soil, makes it hard to receive the word. And so that's why I coach people that are going through hard things. I want to cultivate, I want to till. And so that explains a little bit of my mission and my vision, and I love it. I think we are all called to till into the hearts and the souls of other people. So I hope you see that as your job, as part of your mission, that you would go in and dig in with other people. It's so important. So I'm definitely over time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'll see you then.